what happens then when the physical therapist and the patient have either a conversation or an examination and all that? So how would that work?
So we try to make it as simple as possible. And so if you're going to do an initial evaluation on your patient, you're about to walk in the room. There's a lot of ways to do the recording, but the most common is you have your laptop and you just are in your EMR the way you would normally be. And let's say Mr. John Smith is there today for us to go see. And our thing just shows up in the corner, a little record button. You just hit record and then you walk in and you see the patient and you talk to them normally. You ask them what brought them in. You ask for all of the usual signs and symptoms, aggravating factors, etc. You can do your physical exam, of course, do some interventions, and you can do an assessment. And you don't have to call anything out word for word as if you're dictating. You're just literally talking to the person. So if you're providing the assessment back to the patient, you can do so in a very simple, education-focused way. Like, oh, here's what I think is going on. I think this is the most likely diagnosis. I want to make sure that you're very compliant with your HEP plan. Here's the types of things that we're going to do. And you just talk to the person. And then you come back to the computer whenever you want and you hit stop. And within 6 to 10 seconds, you get a full draft of your entire note that just shows up on the screen. Then you can just review, and if it looks good to you, you just accept it. So it's a button that you click to start it, you go see the patient, and you click to stop. And you mentioned earlier that very quickly you saw a big improvement in the compliance scores, right, and in the quality of the documentation. I think in part it's because most people are clinicians because they care about their patients, and they do a good job of seeing that person. It's the part where we have to go in and do all the typing and clicking that's the problem, right? So if you have the system listening in and intelligently processing it, you get much better notes because the quality of the care is a lot higher than the quality of quickly typing in your notes at the end of the day.
Especially when you have to then, just in case you forget something with the patient, you have to tell the patient, okay, give me a moment, let me record your range of motion. Give me a moment, let me record this or record that. And that kind of interrupts the continuity of the visit and kind of becomes disruptive. I understand during the history taking, you have a conversation with a patient about their symptoms and past medical history and any medications they're taking and things that they can and they cannot do. But what happens, let's say, when you do your actual objective type of evaluation with a patient where you have to take, let's say, some measurements? Do you call out, let's say, and you say shoulder abduction, something like that, so that the system can pick up that information?
It's a very good point. And when we started getting usage of the system, we saw, the notes are better, right? But what we didn't anticipate, which it surprised us a little bit, is that it does sort of then change how you see the patient, right? Because it can't see what's going on. It can't read your mind either. And I don't think we want to attach anything that can read our mind, right? That'd be a little bit too far. But it's listening in the same way like a scribe, a human scribe or a student, right? That maybe is taking notes for you is listening in. So then we noticed this, that people would start sort of mentioning things or focusing even more on the education of the patient and verbalizing that in a way that didn't previously, because they realized that it would get the note generated and it was something that was improving the quality of the care the person was getting in the visit. So for the objective exam, if you're looking really quickly and assessing the, a special test like a straight leg raise or something, they will just say like, okay, I'm going to do a special test now. It's called straight leg raise, okay? And it helps us, figure out if you have this diagnosis or that diagnosis, and they'll just kind of call it out, almost again as if they're educating a student, but in this case, it's usually just the patient in front of them. And that way the system hears it so it can document it. But the thing that was also surprising is that the patients really like it. When there's a lot of stuff going on in your mind, the patient doesn't realize all the clinical judgment and all the clinical skill that you're bringing to bear when you're seeing them in a visit. And by calling those things out, they see that there's so much more depth, that you're not just kind of like looking at them and doing a couple of things. You're thinking through a lot of stuff and it means a lot to you. And verbalizing it so that it gets captured into your documentation is also something that the patients then get to learn a lot more about their condition and what's going on, so that they get to be a much more engaged patient over the course of their care too. I kind of assumed that patients would be like, oh, okay, they're talking more, but they get so much more value than we had anticipated from the verbalization of things like the objective exam.
There are actually studies out there that indicate that when you share information with patients, they will participate themselves more in their care. They'll be more involved in their care just because you involve them. You gave them data, you gave them information that they can then use it. And because when you share with them, let's say, okay, you can do your range of motion here is so much, or your strength is so much, kind of they're thinking, okay, if I'm a bit more motivated, more involved with my treatment, then I can improve that. So they start creating their own metric there for improvement. Okay, so then that will create the note, right?
Mhm.
So how about compliance with that note? How do you ensure that these notes are not just complete, but also compliant?
The documentation assistant, we call it Sidekick. It's your sidekick, your helper, right? When you're seeing the patient. We actually started with that compliance model in the physical therapy and rehab space. And so we had built this whole system that would take in all of the notes within the EMR, split up the sentences, and then a custom model that we built because we learned about this whole compliance problem that you all have to deal with, right? And we were like, oh, well, the models could help do that in a very sort of structured way because people don't want to do peer reviews. Nobody can remember all the rules, right? You don't always have a compliance expert on staff to review everything. So we saw that problem. We realized our models could help, and we built this whole infrastructure and model specifically for compliance.